Now we would like to call Dr. Viral Patel. If you are in the meeting, sir, kindly inform.
Uh, Hello? Yes,
Okay, okay.
yes, I'm here.
Dr. Viral Patel is coordinator at Yagyopathy Research Institute, JSPB India. He has published so many papers on Yagyopathy, and now he would like to present his views on the topic Yagyopathy and mental health. Sir.
Thank you. I'll do the presentation. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Um I'll quickly go through the technique of Yagya therapy and its possible utility in mental health. So, hopefully, everybody can see the slide. Um, as all of us are aware of Gayatri and Yagya, those are the two foundation pillars for Indian culture and the Indian philosophy. So they have there are two aspects. One is wisdom and one is karmakand. So Yagya has right. It means righteous action. So and it is throughout observed in Indian literature, Indian scripture, Indian traditions, Indian rituals. We can see the impact of Yagya. Its literal meaning, it takes the Dev Pujan, Sangati Karan and Dan. So it literally translates into divinity, unity and charity. So the purpose of Yagya, which rishis mentioned, which rishis wanted, was the Yagya as the inner Yagya, the Yagya in the life. And that can be achieved through the outer Yagya, that is Yagya Karmakand that we are doing nowadays, and that I'll go through the details, the scientific aspects of it, how it can help. But that is just a mere portion of it that remains ineffective unless we have this philosophy involved into the actions and then life. So let us understand in the perspective of the diseases. There are two ways we can see in a general terms that a disease can happen. One is the external factor and then second is the internal factor. External factor, that all we are aware of: air, water and food pollution, and its derived secondary factors. And then there is an internal factor. So here all of are from the psychology department, psychology field, so they can understand that there are negative thoughts at individual level and there are negative thoughts at collective level. So all of that can be fought with the technique that is given by rishis, that is Yagya. But before going to that, let us understand this bit. There is a field called psychoneuroimmunity, where the importance of emotions and thoughts are said, that how they play a role of forming iodosphere, an aura or bioelectricity, and then how eventually it affects our pituitary gland and releases the hormone and then does bring the physiological changes. So there are medicines that can affect the physiological changes, but there aren't medicines that can affect our emotions and thoughts. So that thing has to be done with the techniques that has been discussed into the seminar so far, and one of them can be a Yagya. uh, the Yagya in the mind of rishis, it can act at all three levels: at the level of emotions, thought, and at the physical level. And we know that the physical body, the more power than the physics is the thought, and then more power than the thought is the emotion. So that way, so the yagya has a different component that will go through that, and that can affect through emotions and thoughts, that can make it in harmony, make it to a balance. So Yagya therapy was it is a Vedic therapeutic system that is mentioned throughout Vedas. It was a highly developed therapeutic system, but its protocol were lost during Middle Age, and then in 1979, Rishi Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya ji revived it as in the form of Yagyopathy, and at Brahmbhatta's Research Center, it is being researched since 1979, and since 2003, ESVB Dev Sanskrit Vishwavidyalaya is working on it very actively. Yagya, as we know that in a simple terms, it can be understood the different herbs. Its herbal fumes contain nutrients and phytochemical constituents, and that can give a therapeutic advantage. But the mantra and yagya energy in the form of fire, we can see that it also produce a direct positive change into the thoughts and emotions. So that how they does that, we'll go through next 2 3 slides, and then we'll see 2 3 publications, and we'll wrap up this presentation. So herbal fumes has different potentials, antibacterial activity, immunotonic activity, and stuff like that. So that we know that herbal fumes, how it acts, and at physiological level, it does its role. But at psychological level, for particularly mental level, the mantra plays a very powerful role. And mantra, as we know, that depends on to the person who chants it, and the person's purity, his character, his lifestyle, and that all which Vedic literature describes. So, and energy, the light and heat, they all combine and produce the sound waves that can affect the subtle world, that can affect to the environment, and then directly affect to the bioelectricity field of the human brain. So that's how mantra play a role, and it is a separate science, sound vigyan, but that is an essential portion of the yajna. Uh, as we know, the fire, Agni, it is the Devi, the divine Agni, and it actually breaks the negative aura. In first image, you can see the negative aura of the person. That is the iodosphere of the person who is mentally sick. That easily is not broken by the person, and then when it comes near to the fire, the intensity of the fire, the heat therapy does make it happen. So these are some, you can see in the slides, some of the advantage of the fire. But the main one, we can say that it can actually penetrate the iodosphere, negative iodosphere, and makes the person to the present. Sun is the very important portion of the yajna therapy, because the yajna is performed in the morning and in the evening, and the mantra, Gayatri mantra, is a mantra of Surya. So, and that is the foundation mantra of the yajna, and that's how when person chants the Gayatri mantra, that connects with the sun. So the connecting with the sun gives the advantage in the form of three ways. One is the subtle energy, the Devi Urja. The second is a biological clock that balance the melatonin and sleep cycle, and then even cyclic cycle of the cells. And then third is the vital energy, the prana. Prana, the Vikrit prana brings the disease at all the level, and the sun is the source of prana. So synchronization with the sun brings the shuddhi in the prana. So these are the mechanisms that we can have a look. And at DSV, thesis was done in 2008, where patients of HIV had reduced insecurity, has improved self-confidence, reduced stress and anxiety when they were exposed with the sun, with the yagya. There are paper also, we can find that yagya actually does the yagya actually helps in the patients of OCD and PCOD, in the mental diseases. This one paper I would like to go in detail, that yagya therapy in epilepsy, that a person who suffered since 3 years and had nearly 8 to 9 episodes a year, and when was exposed to the yagya therapy, with the first month only, he had no epileptic attack in a conscious mind. In the sleep, he had one or two attacks, which was reported by his wife, but not into the day. And after even that, he continued. There was no episode. So there is one more paper here, same regarding epilepsy. The patient had 7 to 10 episodes, and until 50, the moment he started. He has one episode every 7 to 10 days, and the moment he started the yagya therapy, he has no episodes of epilepsy until 54 days, when this report was taken, and it was reported. This is an interesting phenomena, that study was published at a student by Dev Sanskrit University, where 12 students got participating into the yagya, and the starting was from Guru Ishvandana and ending was the Purnahuti. And the moment Gayatri Mantrahuti start, there is a significant drop into the GSR level, which was not achieved before. There wasn't any significant drop before statistically. It achieves directly when the Gayatri Mantra was started, and the later phase was compared to low at the lower has a lower GSR level compared to the initial level. So that clearly indicate that even during this 20 minutes of yagya, that brings your GSR level down. So that was a quick introduction, a quick look at what we are doing at the Dev Sanskrit University for Yagya therapy. And specifically, we talked about the mental disease. And here we have Brahmacharya Shosh Sansthan, Shantikunj Herbal Pharmacy, Department of Ayurveda and Holistic Health, Yagyapathy Center for Yagya Research, and Interdisciplinary Journal of Yagya Research. They all are portion of DSPV and Allwal Gayatri Parivar dedicated toward the movement of Yagya therapy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving us amazing knowledge about Yagya and its benefit